Welcome to another session of Endless Space 2. I'm Matt, and this is my Endless difficulty playthrough with the Hissho. Once again, I'm joined by the actual birds while playing the space birds. And as I started to explain in the last episode, we have established a sort of chokehold on the galaxy in terms of having the strongest fleets with this juggernaut and our powerful warships, and in terms of having obliterators. And our general strategy to win was actually not to rush for the win, like in our previous playthrough. Instead, we're making sure that our closest competitors are ground to the dust, and we can slowly pick up home systems, like here, let's crave a home system, and probably the home system of our blue ally at some point. And we'll slowly round out the game, probably with a supremacy victory, and maybe with a science victory. But the important point is we've actually just already won the game. And the reason we have is because we've maintained a grip on the galaxy. And we're just effectively stopping any other faction from coming close to winning. If they do come close to winning, we can simply obliterate some of their systems, park our fleets over theirs, besiege their systems, etc. So what this military strategy does, it's not that it allows you to gather new territory. We don't need extra territory at this point in the game. Extra stats are not going to help us win. What is going to help us win is the ability to prevent other factions from winning and slowly picking up the victory conditions. So here, these bonus systems is one way we can win. We could get a conquest victory, which I unfortunately disabled for this game. It would have been faster, but at the same time, it's less fun than the other victory types, and we can do any other kind of victory, to be honest. Supremacy is a victory type I'll probably say for some of the less powerful factions, because it is the fastest if you have a quick expanding faction. Or the fastest for that faction, I should say. Science is relatively slow now that it's been rebalanced. And supremacy is obviously very difficult. You need to have a complete chokehold of the galaxy, complete control of the game. Which we kind of do, actually. Score is something that never happens because the game is normally long enough that one side can win. Economy is something that's very durable, but I often just win before it happens. And Wonder is something we tried in our previous playthrough with Riftborn. So the main reason why I'm going for I think I'll just go for supremacy or pick up science. It's always nice to pick up science because you're furthering your own game plan while also trying to win the game if you're at this level of technology. The reason we can't go for wonders is because we have exactly one system with a ton of industry, which is our main system here. And we have a bunch of other systems with like 1,000 or something. I mean, we could go for wonder, but that also it will not only require us to set up bases outside powerful systems outside of our main system, but it would require us also to divert precious resources away from obliterator fire and improving our warships. So really it makes sense for us to just control the game and slowly go for supremacy or science. The advantage of an internal victory is really that you can win the game without having to control your opponents, and that's sometimes important if you're going for like a fast win. Like you're going for a wonder because you're trying to win before other factions can, without having to interact with them that much. But in this game, we are so militarily advanced that we can thoroughly control and interact with other factions. And we've really established ourselves as the most powerful force in the galaxy, and that really lets us win at our own leisure. And in a higher sense, we've already won the game, because we have so much control over our closest rival. We can really cut them down to size, and for instance, nuclear systems invade their planets, and by doing so, we really make sure that they can't win the game, and make sure that we're the only faction that has ever got a chance of winning. So here they have mainly laser weaponries. We're going to use anti-laser. Again, these battle tactics don't really matter. We have such an advanced fleet that tactics, etc. are not super important. Now, here I think I want to split off a couple of these ships, join them with this fleet. You can split off one of these. I'm not sure if it's going to help that fleet that much. But more is normally better. Merge these. Now, we should be able to win this relatively easily. I think we go for the same battle tactic. Again, like, fleet combat is unfortunately a bit boring at this stage of the game. It's something I wish they would address in the next game or in a future patch, because I feel like it would be cool if there were more tactics involved. So if you were the losing side, you could maybe win fights despite being disadvantaged. But really it's about tech and command points, as you can see. We have very advanced ships, and we have a huge command point, I think, advantage over their fleets. And together that means that we cannot basically lose any fights. We can't even take significant damage on our ships. So here we have to choose a new hero. Overseer, Scientist, these are all overseers. I forget what the four of them are good at. I'm not sure it matters that much. They're good at food. That's not bad. Fleet production as well. Or fleet regeneration. But overseers are obviously well suited to being governors. This one gives us bonus science, so we're probably more interested in this. Although they're both technologists. These are actually probably identical heroes, outside of their small little bonus per planet. Okay, that's a nice bonus. And here we get +5 influence. Okay, this is a better hero. And let's see which system could use a hero. It's really not a huge deal. I guess Cancer is not a bad system. Cancer is not bad. You heard it here first, folks. Oh my. Okay. This is not terrible. Also, command points actually increase some certain perks, which is also nice. Just go for this, bonus industry, and I guess bonus food. Never mind. And I guess F Reality Institute is good on this system like it is on every system. Always remember, pick up the F Reality Institute as often as you can. Only on as powerful systems as you can. Although again, micromanagement matters less at this point in the game. So here, what are we going to do? We can deploy forces on this place, but I don't know if that's valuable. I think we just want to wait for the obliterator with this lead. No, attack! There. Okay, fine. I really need to pick up tractor beams on at least one of my warships. And we got the obliterator. That's wonderful. And even an achievement. I'm going to have to look up what that does later. So we had this annoying dance with going back and forth trying to pick up the obliterator. It's quite frustrating. We got quantum evasion. A small upgrade. Honestly, the way 4Xs work, it's reasonably unlikely that we'll ever be... Wait. I don't know what I just agreed to. Minus Fidzy. Or minus... Okay, let's just bite the bullet there. Yeah, that was unfortunate. I guess I risked it all and didn't pan out. What do they want with me? No, not... actually, I benefit from war because of... let me find it. Oops, wrong direction. I have this upgrade on my system, which improves my percentage of science gained in the system by 20% per Empire War. And I'm at war with quite a lot of empires. This whole civilization, or like this whole alliance that I'm at war with, gives me 60% bonus science on my system with the most science production, which is like pretty huge. And I think it should. Oh yeah, look, it gives us so much. F Reality Institute, I think an excellent upgrade, only gives us 600 on the system, and Battlefield Archaeology gives us 1,400. So that is insane. And we should probably declare war on even more empires to improve that. Yeah, I'm friends with you too, but I want science. And here. Yes, good. So this is... yeah. So our science in the system should have... No, I don't want a truce. I just declared war. Okay, I don't want a truce. Our science in the system has just jumped another 500 points. So Battlefield, as much as I sing the praise of F Reality Institute, if you're doing a military playthrough, Battlefield Archaeology is even better. Just that F Reality Institute comes out much sooner, is much less expensive on the important things. We should probably get Battlefield Archaeology on any other system, which is good science. This is good science, I think. Let's see what the science is like. Okay, the science is excellent on this planet. Let's pick up these and let's prioritize Battlefield. I think these should be... I mean, at least 2 bonus per planet is not terrible. Let's get Urgent Area I research. We have a couple of... Do we have any fertiles here? We do. Yeah, either... No, those are both fine. Why not? Alright. Let's go on to the more interesting stuff. With this fleet, we can challenge that fleet. They have a citadel, which is defending them. The citadels are really cool, but unfortunately, they're really the sort of the ugly ducklings of the Behemoth family. They're not nearly as good as any. Excuse me. They're not nearly as good as any other Behemoths. Behemoth upgrades. And we won. Let's occupy this planet. And we can send our siege fleet onto their main system. Now that we have freed up our Behemoth. We can even watch this battle. It's probably going to be over really so quickly. We can improve our critical hit chance. I kind of want to watch because of how awesome the Juggernaut is. Decisively we won because the enemy retreated. Or we won decisively. Whatever. I'm just searching probes because why not? And once we picked up Quantum Evasion, we can pick up Genius of the Endless, which is going to give us another nice global boost to science. And it's always best to go for this. It's often best to go for this first because then you can get the other victory sciences faster. This is nice. So is this. They're both good upgrades. And you obviously go for this one last. Even though it gives you improved troops and a few extra command points, it's not a huge benefit to your empire like these other ones are in terms of Fitzy. So the correct order, I think, most of the time for victory science conditions is go for the science one first, then you can pick up the other ones faster. Then you can go... This one is nice, but I think the 15% bonuses are probably going to be more important because not all of your resources come for your population at this point of the game. And trade value is obviously important, and dust inflation is kind of nice. I think we should improve the Juggernaut in terms of giving this battle upgrade because I really want to use this Iron Wave at some point. It just looks cool, like. Or maybe it's better to pick this up. Or command points. Nah, command points have to be the best, unfortunately. I'll upgrade the Juggernaut at some point, I promise. We might want to get Orichalcic's defense as well at some point. Gravity distortion. That's awesome. These are cool. I really have never seen these before. It's kind of... the unfortunate thing about the endgame trees is that I mean, the main thing was really unfortunate before, because you didn't have to care about these endgame upgrades because you could just skip for the victory conditions. Now this has been improved that you have to get some of these, and it's really cool because it means that you can explore these if you have a science victory enabled. Not every game needs a science victory. I kind of want to explore different victory conditions for the game because sometimes you just win too quickly, or the game gets kind of boring, or you're not forced to use these cool endgame technologies. Although at the same time, sometimes you just want the game to end. Let's quickly come here. This fleet, where can we send it? I think we just want to send it to the Bugyani homeworld, actually. Omdor, we've defended this planet. And we're just going to get some generic upgrades here. Wait, what is this? Where did I pick this up? Is this a Hissho related thing? Oh, this is cool. Bonus per manpower. Industry bonus per manpower. I guess maybe this is a Citadel specific thing. Let's look at our main system. No, this must be a Hissho specific thing. That's cool. We have a lot of manpower, I think, for the system. And we can turn manpower into extra industry. Didn't know about this upgrade. Oh, the endgame is endgame is cool because there's so many cool things to do. Surprise. We'll just go there. So really, the most important part of these mining behemoths is that they can gather these strategics for us. And really, we'd have the strategics with colonies if we were playing any other faction, but we're not. So we're going to rely on our behemoths to mine the redundant strategics. I mean, behemoths are just doing so much work for us, and they're so incredible, and that's part of what makes the Hissho endgame so strong. Is that you easily gain access to... Okay, I don't actually care, I think. Okay, got that, that's good. So what was I saying? Anyway, the thing that makes the Hissho... The first thing that makes the Hissho distinct is their sort of one base strategy, in terms of possessing one system. That's really good for most of the game, and having to expand militarily. But also, the fast access to behemoths. I'm really not sure where the sim cap comes from. Let's check it out. I wonder if it's a reward. Maybe I picked it up from here or here? No? I'm really not sure. Maybe I got it from a quest. Yeah. Oops. Yes. Everyone wants my obliterator blueprints. How clever. No. How like, what do they think? I mean, it's not going to work out, basically. It shouldn't be so weird. So, we have picked up their capital, I think. Yeah, we've picked up their homeworld. Well, it doesn't actually have a special name because their homeworld is chosen based on... well, the Volters actually don't start with a homeworld. They start with a colony ship and then they move to a new place. And that becomes their homeworld. It's part of the lore. If you've played Endless Legend, you'll know that the Volters were a faction that was stranded on Orga. And part of their story is their relationship with Orga. Volters are a really cool faction. I don't know if they're as necessarily powerful. I'm not sure if I know how to play them properly, which is why I haven't played them yet. But they are really fun. We're just going to keep this ship here. Right. I might go this way. We can still not fire either of our obliterators. So we're not going to. Oh, we're taxed quite a lot on dust. and therefore we're not going to buy another obliterator, because obliterators, their upkeep cost is sort of like it stacks in a way. Each, wait, do I have an? Is this a? No, it's weird because I thought I could make another trading subsidiary, but I can't find the upgrade, so that's strange. I'm not sure why it says we have 4 to 5 when in fact I can't make another one. I don't know if we could make one here. Nope, that's confusing. Again, modernization upgrades, they're nice, but they're not something we've really been doing that much in this game. The crucial modernization upgrade was the early one, where we picked up extra dust. It's really helped us fund our early game, or early to mid game. And it's never bad to have extra dust if you're relying heavily on behemoths, because behemoths guzzle dust like nobody's business. Possibly a thing that might make since the new expansion added behemoths for everyone. Wait. Oh, this system is destroyed. I think I have to refuse at the moment. The fact that they could do that is already quite bad for us, though. That means we have to capture their system sooner rather than later. Don't watch. If they can force a truce on us again, we won't have enough influence to resist. I think they're still gonna. No, they're actually using kinetics. Or they're still using lasers. Yeah, they're still using lasers. Okay, of course we won decisively. Not falling for that again. We can just attack them and see what happens. We have superior tanks and superior numbers because of these upgrades I put on our fleet. And it looks like we are doing pretty well, although we lost quite a few tanks. Okay, this fleet really needs to get here faster. Is anything worth caring about happening? The sim camp is probably something I want, having read it. Yeah. The F-Reddit Institute, also very good. I still have no idea where the sim camp comes from. It seems pretty good. I mean, it's probably just more of an endgame upgrade. By the way, we can pick up Genius of the Endless now. In 6 turns. Which would be great. Just get some meaningless good upgrades. I probably shouldn't spend dust. I should spend dust only on... Oh no! Have they claimed economy there? Ah, that's on my green stuff. That's so annoying. That's irritating. Sadly, you can't reserve colonies. Yeah. You can't reserve colonies on spots that you like or need. And we don't have the sort of luxury, I guess, of retreating and taking care of that. By the way, the Vodiani are really not the best at playing on endless difficulty. I mean, they're excellent if you have a good start and you're the player. I mean, for a long time they were just one of the strongest faction, and they're still quite fun and pleasant to play. And I think I'm sure I'll do a guide with them at some point. But the AI really can't deal with them. Okay, we've picked up that home planet, just cruising our way towards a supremacy victory. Cruising our way, is that even a word? Okay, we can get a truce with them now, although getting a truce will reduce our science. Alright. We can send this fleet on its way to, I don't know, Red's homeworld. No, sorry, Blue's homeworld. I'm not sure what a red is. We have to be careful that we don't accidentally win with our alliance intact. I like to win and learn, if I can help it. So let me get rid of that alliance at some point. Who is red? I'm not sure. We can just obliterate the system though. Why not? again, we are not really playing the cuddliest faction. I promise in the next round we'll play a more moral faction and probably approach the game in a more pacifist way. Sorry again, I have a cold somehow in the middle of summer. I'm also sorry that these uploads were so late. I was unable to use the internet basically. I guess we can pick up these skills in case we want to make him a fleet commander. Again, fleet commanders are good, but they're not a massive priority. I mean, they are a priority. But it's just that you don't need. No, I don't want to give you stuff to end the war with you. Fleet commanders are good, but governors are more of a priority unless you think battles will actually change because you're a fleet commander. And most of the time, you win battles despite not having as many fleet commanders, so that's fine. Yeah, how are we doing over here? It looks like we're doing pretty well. We can easily pick up the system. And once we have that system, we won't have to really attack orange anymore. We've already picked up the homeworld of purple, and pretty soon we'll control the whole of orange, and then we just need blue system, and then we can go for light blue system at some point. And red, I guess. Yeah. We could even think about upgrading our military. If we add air, that will help us against other tanks, but it won't help us against the infantry, which other factions still have. I guess I can upgrade them for now. I can't actually get this. Maybe I'll add a couple of air. Just a bit. Although they'll definitely get shredded by enemy ships. How much siege damage are we doing? That's going to happen very, very slowly. Hopefully this fleet can just finish this faster. Okay, owning extra dust by firing at civilians. Once again, morality is... I don't know why I have to shoot civilians to evade them. It just doesn't make sense. And we're becoming increasingly more genius. When we get another 25 green stuff, we can consider going for another upgrade in terms of the wonderful... What's it called again? The upgrade that gives us bonus science for Empire War. That's a truly phenomenal upgrade. Okay. And we won decisively. Picked up there. Now we can occupy this planet. Okay, and we have... How are these only 4 to 8? It should have counted Polaris already. We have control of their main system. Unless this isn't their main system. We have to find... What is the planet called again? Is this... Maybe some other faction has claimed their planet. Yeah, I think that's what happened. We have to look... Where is their homeworld? Not here. Oof, this is tedious. None of these planets are their homeworld. So their homeworld is actually... Deserts? No... I forgot what it's called. I'm sure I can identify it if I have to. Ocean, barren, no. Toxic, tundra, snow, nope. Seriously, where is it? Is it here? Nah, it looks like I'm going for a science victory. I can't find it. So these fleets, we're just going to I think go here. As you can see, having the hero with the free move bonus is really huge. We can just go here in the meantime. So we've picked up Thea. Actually, this fleet we can just position it there. We don't actually need them. We can just use our main fleet. Yeah, continue besieging there. On those here. Are we losing food? No, it's besieged. We can probably just get a truce with
What?
yellow, orange, whatever, some color. Pick a brand of resistance. Interesting enough, the traders don't understand the concept of peace, even if they're playing as pacifists. For some reason, you can declare you can offer alliances, but not peace as if you're playing pacifist cravers. Very curious. I was just testing it because I thought it might be a fun thing to do for a challenge run at some point. Alright, we pick up another sim camp. So the security, whatever. I guess we can just start urgent AI researching on this planet. Do we have the all-important? No, we don't have the green upgrade. It's called, yeah, Battlefield Archaeology. It would be good if we could pick it up here. Oh, here it is. Yeah, let's see if we could buy some Quadronics because I don't like waiting. Yeah. And let's just pick that up on the system. Looks like a good system. And we can really benefit from having, you know, a ton of extra science. Alright. Doesn't actually matter. We should just stack upgrades on these systems. This has a decent enough science, I guess. F reality is okay. Rather microwave punch though. Venus. Again, at this point in the game, it's sort of formality. And I guess I might even want to click through these a couple of turns. Okay, now we've picked up those, we can think about picking up those later. No one more though, of course. Whatever. Okay. Genius of the Atlas is really going to help us out. As you can see here, we're really easy to pick up a supremacy victory. A conquest victory. But it's going to be really easy to win either way. The annoying thing about the conquest victory here... Yeah, that star was destroyed. We continue to wreak havoc on the galactic situation by wrecking stars left, right, center. No, I refuse to pay you. Alright. I'm not really commenting on which upgrades we get at this point. Okay, now I'll be besieging this for a decent amount. If we attack, still don't have that many forces compared to theirs. Let's try it anyways. We can deploy more forces than they can because of our nice upgrades. We've only got a minor victory. But it's still a victory. I think we can continue on. If this doesn't pan out, we should really plan to pull over another fleet. This fleet. Although it's going to take them ages to get here. I kind of feel like just clicking through everything and going for the science victory, actually. And again, this is sort of the stage where we've already won, and we just want to lock up the game. Some cravers starved. I would like them to be missed, but they're cravers. They are kind of like the roaches of the galaxy, actually. They understand nothing. No, I don't want to pay you. Oh, we're close to getting economic victory. Maybe I should leave my alliance to see how close I am to economic victory. Are we making meaningful progress against them is the question.
not sure. I guess we could just continue. Why not? On this system, we'll pick up extra science buildings. Yeah. And in one turn, we'll have Genius of the Endless. At which point, I think we should just go for a Science Victory. Science Victory is very stylish. And I would have gone for Supremacy, but I cannot for the life of me figure out where this stupid system is. I mean, the homeworld of the purple. I'm not sure why their homeworld is not obviously visible. But okay. Now we can go for this first. Bonus Influence, not bad. But I guess the bonus percentage fits, bonus star system upgrades is something I'm more interested in. We can pick up that and pick it up in a turn. As you can see, our science is insane. Before the science change was made, which made it harder to... before the science change was made, which makes it harder to win with science. So it took me so long to think. Oh, I got this. Whatever, doesn't matter. Choose my feed, Commander. Okay, refuse to choose. That's cool. Do I care? And again. Before the science change happened, I was able to win, I think, in 110 turns or something with the Hissho, which gives you sort of an idea of how overpowered they can be. Even this is, considering how the system has been changed, winning in like, I guess 130 turns with science is really impressive. Science victories is a bit more difficult to do than Wonder Victory, I think, or difficult to do faster, let's put it that way. Victor. We could force a truce with them, but then we lose out on some science production. And honestly, I care a bit more about that than random stuff at this point in the game. We can fire some obliterator shots on pink to get them to back off. Really, this besiege is not the worst, to be honest. Okay, now we just need to pick up this upgrade. I don't care about battle tactics because... well, because we're just winning more battles, no matter what, very easily. Except for ground battles. Or, that was glitchy. Let's pick up Wealth of the Endless in 3 turns. Holy. Now we've really accelerated our science. This is so good in terms of science production. Like, it's quite incredible how quickly the Hissho can win. And I think we're just going to go for the science victory now. Yeah, where is this? I think it's on this planet. Yeah, busy invading them. And it turns out we can just slowly whittle them down without actually having to care about, other stuff. And for them, our fun faction. We'll probably play them next. Or I'll play them for my next serious playthrough. There's some other stuff planned. I think this battlefield archaeology will come out too late to affect the fact that we're getting a science victory so quickly. And because of the battlefield archaeology, we do want to have war with a lot of factions. If you can afford to be at war with every faction, then battlefield archaeology is so huge. Like, it gives you so much. Oof. It's really incredible. It's like the big sibling of Apparatus Institute. Somehow even better. In the end game, these multiplicative, so percentage bonuses, they are better based on how many you have already, or how much science you have already, for instance. So they multiply. They're very valuable because, yeah, there's nothing we do about this grave of starving. Sorry, guys. You'll keep having minor victories, yeah. Why not? A bit of extra influence. Done. I don't want to make peace. Oh, we accept the trees from them. Okay, that's cool. Because of our allies, I think. Actually, who are we at truce with? Them, that's bad. Evil alliance.
A sensible choice.
Okay, they're happy. Never mind, they're not happy. Okay, our patch has been destroyed. And we're close to achieving victory, which we know already. Yeah, I have come to mock you. I just want the bonus science, guys. No hard feelings. And here it really doesn't matter too much what we do. Speaking of which, I guess science laws. Actually, science laws won't help us with science, hilariously enough. I'm still hoping against hope that the industrialists. I really don't know what to do with these laws in this faction. Laws are not the strongest point of my play. Something I can work on, think about in the future. Now, mineral misers is something we do want, and finally I'm able to get it. That's great. Oh, I shouldn't have been activating super tax that. I should have thought about picking up things that will help me win the science victory. Continue attacking. On you. Not even sure where we're meeting is. So Deadly Intent. It's good. Dirty Hands Act. Good. Star Boogie. Super Tax Act we can get rid of this. Brains of a Bucks is obviously good. Also, Them Decree, so much better on other factions. We just pick up High Psi Act, do a bit of extra science. We can get rid of Star Boogie. And think about picking up anything to improve our science. I guess things... If we go Hatchet to Home will drain us so much K, it's going to be not worth it. Improving our... Yeah, I think this is probably going to be a bit better than Hustle there for a lower price. Because percentage bonuses are nicer. And also the influence is something we're a bit choked on, so taking the one that's a bit maybe worse but lower on influence cost, a bit better. Oh, Battlefield Archaeology. I could sing its praises all day. Now we're going to turn every available system onto urgent AI research. Or once we've stopped upgrading relevant things. Probably something I could have been doing sooner. I don't know if it's going to really impact our game here. We're going to pick up Wealth at the end of this next turn, and we're really snowballing this game out of control. Again, once you pick up these final upgrades, you just get so many Fidzy. It's kind of silly. Alright. I believe we finally conquered this planet. I guess extra influence never hurt anyone. They want to... No, they want me to give them things. Okay, done. This should be easy for us to do. And it should be easy to capture Ying. Okay, now that we have that system, we want to take these and send them in the right direction. What else is good here? Modernization. Actually, I don't even need that. I just need all the science upgrades I can possibly get my hands off. None of these will really matter. Neither will Dust 9 production. I mean, Helios recovery rates is neat, but not at this stage of the game. Power of the Endless is good though. It's less good because percentage modifiers are less important, sorry, more important than bonuses to population fitzy. It's kind of nice to have, but it's not something that you actually need to have. Sorry about the noise. Again, recording conditions are not ideal at the moment. Much better for our next series. Yeah. Okay, that means they locked this research tier. It's nothing to worry about. No, I refuse to give you all my stuff. So in 5 turns, we'll just win with science. And that means we'll win within 130 turns. I don't know if it's the fastest possible victory. Definitely isn't. But okay, fine. We could shoot their main system. Why not? We're gonna win before this happens. And yeah, we're gonna attack you. Recapture that planet after destroying this fleet.
You're a sly one, aren't you?
This is so awkward. I just tried to miss out that you dude. Whatever. Squadron models. Wow. I could swear I know this music from the first game. Yeah, I definitely know that music from the first game. Let's just pick up good science upgrades in the system. And that's good. Let's just click through the next 3. Oh, we need more dust protection. Or do we? No, we don't actually. Losing 7 a turn is not much. Should have reactivated this way of the Obsidian Eagle. Actually, should we? No, I don't have to. It's more important that we keep the percentage bonus from happiness. Once we pick up Power of the Endless, we very easily pick up Mind of the Endless. And we just basically win in 4 turns. It turned out it was easier for us to go for science than to go for any other victory type here. I mean, I guess we could have maybe gone for Wonder Victory, but we've done that a different playthrough. And really, the real lesson here is not that we won with science, but that we won with complete control of the game. Show location. None of these decisions actually matter. Let's just keep going. Alright, in a couple of turns we'll see the Hissho victory cinematic. This is Might of the Endless, right? Yeah. For a second I thought like we'd been set back. As you can see, we're still gonna... We don't care. It's sort of the point of the game, we can just click through everything because nothing matters because we win in 2 turns.
The Empire is growing soft.
No, I don't want to win with you. I'll win on my own. And sorry about that missile, dude. I'm the worst neighbor. Yeah. Okay, this is influence capture. Something we haven't had to worry about this game because we've been so militarily powerful. Okay. 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 Oh crap. I accidentally accepted an alliance.
Lead well, comrade.
Whoops.
Tell us what you plan.
Alright.
Welcome.
Leave alliance.
Welcome.
Sorry, dude.
Joyce.
Coercive alliance scientists discuss. And that does it for a playthrough. And it actually took a bit. We actually did it a bit shorter than the last playthrough. I've gotten faster wins with the Hissho in the past when winning was easier, and I could have gotten a much faster win if Conquest was enabled. But it's not really about how quickly you win, it's that you win and like win very convincingly. And that we did in this playthrough. And we won in a very safe way by completely dominating the other factions with obliterators. Stay tuned for the next episode, where I just do a quick recap of our strategy here, and in general, the path we took to victory. And that's good if you want just a quick strategic overview. In the meantime, let's watch the final cinematic. I apologize the audio or like video quality isn't that great. It's something I'll work on in the future. And it's part of the reason I don't show the
Warrior or priest, reformer or traditionalist, the Hissho are united. We still wield the ancient blades and the ancient ways. For even in this modern galaxy, tradition holds great power. My blade is complete. My people reign supreme. And we are just beginning.
So, that was great. Thanks for tuning in to my playthrough of the Hissho, showing you how possibly the most powerful faction in Endless Space 2 can be played, and also showing you the middle and end game strategy you can employ, or one of the mid game and end game strategies you can employ to close out the game. As you can see, we were kind of like just dominating the game in general. And a large part of that was a powerful economic start, which the Hissho are so capable of, and also our transition into military behemoths to control the game. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you learned something and hope you enjoyed. Consider subscribing if you enjoy these kind of playthroughs and strategic recaps. And I'm looking forward to make new different kinds of different kinds of content. And I'll try and make some more compact guides in the future. And I also want to make some more fun content in terms of like challenge runs where I place some ridiculous restrictions on myself and try and beat the game at endless anyways. Thank you for tuning in, and consider subscribing if you enjoy this content.